everybody!
Hello.
Hi everybody!
What is exciting to you about the world of trucking? Why does it draw you in? You know, after you've basically, quote unquote, retired. But this is something that you've been wanting to do since you were a child. What's so great about it? What entices you?
As a child, I never wanted to live in houses. I wanted to live in sailboats or in RVs or in a truck. When I was about 15, I had this friend who was like, "Hey, we should get into trucking." Of course, we were only 15, and you had to be older than that, to do this stuff. So it was, But anyway, we were like, "We get trucking. We could become a team, and we can sleep in the truck. Think of all the money we're going to save. Just drive all around, sleeping in the truck." I was like, "Oh, that sounds great. That's perfect." So I always thought this would be a great thing to do. It's fun to get out of town, to see the world, to listen to audiobooks, to have conversations about new places to go, and so as an owner-operator, you can sort of decide. You can say, we haven't been to San Francisco. Let's see if we can get near there with the loads.
We're gonna get our CDL.
Why do you want to go 0 to 00? Why not drive with the company first?
Because a company will probably run us to death.
I like to think of 0 to 00 as similar to hiking the Appalachian Trail or sailing around the world. It's a feat. It's a feat that people say can't be done.
Yeah, I want to make my own schedule. My partner does too, and it seems like the companies aren't really, they might say that they have flexible home time, but I don't know, I just kind of doubt it.
We're gonna try to get it done.
Who's we?
Me and Morgan.
So, when you say you get $2 and say 50 cents for a load, is that just money going into your pocket? What part of that is going to actually go into your pocket in the way that 50 cents a mile for a driver would go into the driver's pocket?
Well, I don't know the exact math, but I know a lot of it is going to go to upkeeping the truck and to gas and to insurance. But there's also things that we can write off as a business, like lodging, per diem, and food per diem, and the price of, being able to have a little doggy ride with us and have, just start off the way that we want to, which is riding together and going where we want, when we want. I think it's worth it. She doesn't like riding on the sailboat, but that's not as stable as a car, as a truck probably. But she's never been in a semi-truck probably, so it's hard to know, but I think that she'll be fine.
How are you guys going to afford going from 0 to 00?
Well, my partner recently sold his business, the building that he owned for the business, and he got a good amount of money from that.
We have over $100,000 to begin the process, and I think a lot of times when people are saying, it can't be done, what they're kind of saying is it can't be done unless you have a lot of money to do it. So it's kind of like that with a lot of things in life. If you can set yourself up so that you're not asking other people to take the risk for you, then you can do a lot of things that you can't do if other people are like, "Oh, well, I'm going to have to pay for your risk taking."
The dream was a vintage cab over, but we sat in one, and it didn't seem sustainable comfort-wise. Lots of room for storage, bunk beds, preferably one that's beautiful. We like the colors black or blue, not red. We don't like red.
How are you going to get insurance with no experience going 0 to 00?
Well, you can just do it because we have called up an insurance company and they said they'd give us insurance. So you can do it.
What kind of price are you talking about?
I honestly forget. My partner's going to be the driver.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do bookkeeping. Oh, and I'm going to negotiate for load prices.
You're going to negotiate for load prices.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I'm going to get us good freaking loads.
I think we might have to run a competition and who can do the best.
I ran my own business for about 12 years. And before that, I was an administrator. So I know a lot about bookkeeping and how to set stuff up and figure things out. And so I kind of like doing that. Seems like the biggest problem people have with owning and operating is that they don't save enough money to pay for taxes. And taxes are huge because it's a self-employment tax, which is 15% just straight up. And then there's the income tax, which is going to be based on the amount of money you're making. And, if we're really grossing at, somewhere like $80,000, that's a lot. It's over 20% of income tax. So you add that together, and that's like, over 35% of the money you're making is going straight out to taxes.
So you see trucking as a way to pay for new experiences.
Yeah, and make money.
Yeah.
And it's an entire new field of operations, so it's a fun learning curve to be, changing careers. It could have been like, oh, let's go into law or some other sort of enterprise, but in this case it's like, well, I think this trucking sounds best.
Great. It's going to be an exciting adventure experiment voyage. What'd you say?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
All right, let's look over these truck numbers. If you start up at the top, you'll see that I've listed different types of mileage per month, starting at a pretty low amount of miles, and then going up to 12,000 miles a month. So not a ton of miles, but okay. The next line is like how many miles a day. Thinking about 600 miles a day is an idea. So all right, and then you see it says truck depreciation, and this is the amount of depreciating a truck, a $50,000 truck, to a $20,000 truck over the course of 5 years. So it's $500 of lost value every month, and that would go into a fund to pay off the truck, basically to pay myself for the truck. I would have leased the truck to my company. Then you have trailer depreciation. It's the same idea, except it's a $25,000 trailer, depreciating it down to, I think, $10,000 after 5 years. And then monthly parking. Can't park the truck and trailer at my house, so we'll have to park it nearby at $150 a month. Next is insurance. The insurance is based on about $16,000 a year. If you pay it all at once, then it's 20% off, so you get about $12,500 divided by 12. So that's that number. Load board fee, about $100, $90. Licenses, that's an estimate based on research. Accounting is paying for an accountant, about $300 a year. Fuel, okay, so that's tied to the mileage amount, and then it's based on $3.20 a gallon for diesel, which is about the current national average. We're living in the southeast where fuel is the least expensive. Tires, the budget
just a flat budget, $250 a month goes into tire budget. The maintenance repair, same ideas, irrespective of number of miles. It's just like $500 a month goes into maintenance and repair budget. And we're talking about a truck that'd be about a 2014 truck with about 500,000 miles on it. So, a truck that doesn't need a ton of maintenance, probably. I mean, certainly maintenance, but hopefully not a lot of repairs. Yeah, and then truck washing. Dog is security. This is an interesting IRS thing, is that if you have a dog, you can use it for security and count it off a little bit. Our dog does bark if someone comes up near the truck or something, and it could be helpful. Lodging. I think it was like every third day we might stay in a hotel, and so I budgeted something for that. And that's a tax write-off. The meals is per diem. Let's see what that's at. Oops, I'm doing some things to my computer here, sorry. To try to see what I figured on that. It's $50 per diem rate is what the IRS is giving now. But you take 80% of it, so it's 80% of $50. So the more days you're out, the more you get on that. And then taxes for road permits was a calculation I figured from somewhere. And then there's $550 a year paid to the IRS for the 2290 heavy vehicle use tax. So then you have your totals, and the totals change based on the more miles driven. And then under that, I put a cents per mile, where I basically divided that by the number of miles. So you get a sense of how much it costs to run the truck. And yeah, so if we're only running the truck 3,600 miles a month, then it costs $1.44 a mile just to run the truck. Whereas at the far other end, if we're running the truck 12,000 miles a month, then it's 84 cents a mile to run the truck. Okay, and then we're thinking about a $2 per mile average for running the truck. So then you have these different prices. I mean, this is how much we would want to get the loads for, at least $2 a mile, or at least on average. So that, of course, this is all speculation. I would like to get more than that, for sure, but I just wanted to kind of put it down as that. Yeah. Okay. So then we have monthly profit. Monthly profit, of course, increases the amount of miles driven, and then we have annual grosses, where you have $24,000 of profit from driving the truck if we only drive 3,600 miles a month. And then on the other hand, if we're really working hard and getting 12,000 miles in a month, then we could make $152,000. All right. Now the thing about that is that then you start talking about taxes. So this is where I need to have another table come up. So let me take pause on that. Let's see. We are thinking about how the annual gross now gets taxed. So the first thing, so you have the annual gross along the top, and now we're talking about a partnership in which we're splitting 50-50 the annual gross. So, for example, in the first column, trucking 3,600 miles a month, very light amount of trucking, 6 days of trucking. We're annual grossing $24,000. And then see, I've split it in half to where it's 12,000. Now at the far end, where we're trucking 12,000 miles a month, it's $152,000, and split in half, that's $76,000. Okay, So the income tax comes off of that. That's that orange line. And so each person is got a $12,000 standard deduction. So that's how much tax is being paid. So now we have a taxed amount of money. So this is an individual amount of money. Each of us is making either $12,000 a year in the first column or $65,000 a year in the last. 35 somewhere in the middle. Okay, so then I've gone back to the totals for both. So now it's $24,000 for both of us to run the truck, or at the far end, $130,000 to run the truck. So now we have monthly totals on that. And then under here, we get some of the expenses like self-employment tax. And this is 15% of money's earned. This pre-tax dollar, pre-tax money earned. This is like off the gross income. This is 15%. And this is how self-employed people have to pay for their Social Security and Medicare contributions. So it's $300 a month. In our first category of 36, it goes up to $548. In the next one, all the way up to $1,900 a month in this final category where we're driving 20 days a month. Okay, then there's student loans that I have that are paid depending on income. The more income, the more that has to be paid. This is health insurance that's just like $10,000 deductible health insurance, hardly worth it. But so that's what that is, and then we have a food budget. The food budget goes down the more days we're out because we had a per diem meals that we're buying if we're out. So that's counterbalanced. Rent and utilities, we're paying $500 a month rent and utilities. Then the movie budget is $200 a month. There was a gas budget for driving our other cars, and that goes down the more we're driving the truck. We're not paying for the phone right now. Insurance and registration. This is for various vehicles. And my boys' school and daycare, okay, $400. Then we have miscellaneous budget of $300 a month for odds and ends. And then we got the total. Oh, okay, those are the expenses in gray. The total expenses is $2,400. And then it's higher if we made more money. It's $4,200 at the far end, right? So I'm kind of comparing the two ends, even though we'll probably do something in the middle. In any case, then we have the savings. So how much money do we save? We didn't save any money driving. We're basically losing money if we're driving the little bit, like 6 days of, And then we make money if we drive a lot. We can make up to $6,600 a month between the two of us. So that's close to $80,000 a year that we could save after taxes and everything for both of us driving this truck. That I don't know if that's our goal. We would like to be somewhere in the middle, so we'll have to figure that out. This is one of the reasons that we wanted to drive as owner-operators coming off, just starting right out, is because, I have a son. I need to come back and be with him, every other week. And, and of course we want to drive together and have a dog with us and decide where we're going. So, those are all considerations. Thank you. Bye. Okay, everybody, I hope that helped. I try to put in real numbers all the time so that you get a, real sense of what I'm talking about. Subscribe. This is the first one, but we're going to do more. Hope to be helpful, give back for those who've given me great information. Wish us well, and be safe out there.